Some of the bravest soldiers in American history have almost been erased from it. We are making a film to change that. Thousands of Union soldiers move through darkness toward Confederate fortifications. Many of them had been enslaved just months before.
You're on the edge of the river. You're fighting every step. You've got, we call them wait-a-minute vines. You've got vines coming through. You've got a musket, a few guys with repeaters. You and your hundreds of your best friends are moving through trying to be quiet. And then you hear that crack of that first round. And it's on.
The assault was near suicidal, but they kept advancing with unyielding courage.
They're 30 yards out, and they say they get stuck in these obstructions for the second wave of the attack, 30 minutes. So they're just eating point-blank rifle fire, and they lose 30%.
Of the 96 total medals of honor in the history of our nation that African Americans own, 14 were earned at this battle. 14. 16 total with the two Caucasian troops, but 14 African Americans were awarded the Medal of Honor.
More than black soldiers would earn in World War I and World War II combined.
History had not been kind. As late as the late 1990s, New Market was only a marker on Highway 5. None of our books talked about them.
History has all but forgotten their courage, from men like Powhatan Beatty. Born enslaved near this very field, he took command after 8 other officers were killed and wounded and never stopped advancing. He would later become a celebrated Shakespearean actor. Edward Ratcliffe. When his commanding officer fell, he took command and became the first enlisted man to breach the Confederate line.
When you're fighting for your freedom, there's a whole nother level of commitment that those soldiers had that day in that battle.
And Sergeant Major Christian Fleetwood, who seized the flag when the color bearer fell and carried it forward through the storm of gunfire.
I don't think everybody understands what the flags meant in that day. That's how the unit knows that we are still advancing. To carry the flag was to basically say, shoot me. So a lot of them received the medal for repeatedly standing up to that fire, to take those rounds, to take those thuds if necessary. They were pushing the mission forward.
Their courage helped break the Confederate defenses outside Richmond, but their story was almost lost to history. And today, we are working to bring it back to life.
From the very beginning of this nation, our blood has been shed. It hasn't equally been acknowledged, for sure, but our blood has been shed.
Retired Colonel Gregory Gatson lost both legs to a roadside bomb in Iraq.
As a soldier, I stood on those that served before me, especially these men. You know, what I've been through pales to this. Honestly, it pales to it. It becomes the basis of ultimately me being able to serve. And it's an honor to be part of this story being told, because I couldn't tell you my story if it wasn't for their stories and the sacrifices that they've made.
He's gone on to appear in films like Battleship and write a memoir.
Wandering soul, midnight's lonely.
Now, we're making a film to finally give these men what they were always owed. Not just a traditional documentary, but a cinematic historical experience. A hybrid of powerful documentary storytelling
This is where the attack is going to be made.
and studio-level scripted sequences that place the audience inside the battle itself, with first-hand accounts, leading historians, authors, and modern combat veterans who carry the legacy of these men.
The end of the line.
We're also in conversations with A-list talent who believe, as we do, that this story belongs on the largest screen possible. But telling this story the right way requires something extraordinary. Films like this are usually made with major studio backing, not the kind of reenactments you see on typical TV documentaries, but cinematic battle sequence built with the scale, authenticity, and emotional power these soldiers deserve. That's why we're raising $2 million to bring this moment in history fully to life.
Let me be alone.
What you're hearing and seeing is evidence of people who desire the greater freedom that America is all about. So if you can, support this and other initiatives like it that show the greatness of America, that makes us still the greatest nation on earth.
This is a story that has been lost to the ages, and it's a story that needs to be brought forward. And we want your help in doing so at the highest possible quality level. There are links below that allow you to donate to the cause, and we appreciate all that you might do. Thank you.